Tell them run it up.
What is going on? What is going on? Everybody in the house, what is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up. I wake up, flex, thumb down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell them run it up.
What is going on? What is going on? Sorry. A little late and I'm a little high. I'm higher than I need to be. Let me back this up a little bit. That's a little better. There we go. Except for the fact that now I'm not in focus. Find my eyeballs. All right. I think that's better. Feeling out of whack here. Out of whack. And I'm feeling like I need some loving. Not that kind of loving, perverts, but wake and bake. No, I had some meetings. So they were supposed to be earlier and then they ended up being later. So I was forced to go a little longer before, I came on the show to talk to you guys. So I've just been kind of running around. Good meetings. Never going to say they're not good meetings. I always have good meetings with people, with a couple of distributors. So we're working on some things right now, and we'll see what happens. It's a funny thing. And by the way, welcome out. It is DJ Tech Thursday, otherwise known as the Cleveland Terry Show. We will be answering questions. I'm trying to get my featured chat to work. I set it up yesterday, and we'll see what happens. I feel like I need some more lotion on. I put lotion on before I showered last night, and I feel like I need more. So if I go off and you see me, there's this girl on Instagram, and she literally spends like 15 minutes talking about some story. I was with Beyonce. I did this, I did that. And literally all she does is put lotion on the whole time. Just lotion. So maybe I'll introduce that into my show. Just me, just being like an oil slick all day, looking like Randy Jackson or something, Tito or Jermaine. I'm all about the lotions. Anyway, I see PJ in the building. What's going on? It's Priya and Joni. I see Mojack's in the building. What is going on, fam? No thanks. See, the problem is everybody thinks that I listen to what they're asking me to do. That's the problem. It has nothing to do with an opinion. You can have an opinion. That doesn't mean I'm going to listen. I ran into this thing. Somebody said, cooking videos, makeup tutorials. So the video I did on DJ, where I was cooking and talking about DJ, unnecessary just violence from people. I couldn't even get through the video. You spent so much time cooking. I had to go. I couldn't even do it. I couldn't watch it. Okay. Whatever. So I'm sorry you can't watch it. I'm sorry your mind is not open enough to see that it all goes together. But if you're not willing to listen, if you're just assuming that I have to follow the exact same procedure that everybody else does, then you're not going to get it. In case you didn't notice, I work off of nuances. I work off of subtleties, and there's a lot of little things. That's the sarcasm in me. That's the darkness in me. There are multiple layers. That's why, jokes operate on different planes. But I'm okay with it. I've just learned that in this world, people have made up their minds already. And I can't combat that. I can't. There's nothing I can do. Social media is a whole different beast. And if you find yourself just kind of like listening to everybody, you're gonna fail, because nobody knows what's best for you. Absolutely Nobody knows what's best for you. Reason why? Because they're only seeing a small bit of what it is that you do. Small bit, micro small. That's it. So they have no idea. I was watching a video recently. This hilarious video. Okay. It's a mom and her daughter. Her daughter must be, I don't know, 4 years old, maybe 5. And she's crying. Mom's like, what's wrong? She's like, I just want waffles. I just want waffles. I don't know why I'm thinking about waffles. And mom's like, well, you're not getting waffles. You had waffles last night. You had waffles this morning. So we're going to do something different this time. And she's crying. I just want waffles. That's all I want. I don't know what's wrong with me. Okay. Now, if you have children, okay, not the single social media world that exists. If you have children and more than one, you will know that all children are not the same, and children are extreme AF. Absolutely extreme. They will cry at a moment's notice. They will give you the most bizarre answers to things that make absolutely no sense. That's the way kids are. They'll be great, and then all of a sudden they're crazy. And it's not, well, that's just bad parenting. Well, that's it. No, they're just crazy sometimes. And sometimes you just have to roll with them. That's it. When I tell you how many people were online talking about, oh my gosh, clearly she's addicted to sugar. And this is the parenting. Why is it that she needs these waffles? You know, maybe if you were a better parent and you did this and you did that, they wouldn't need waffles so much. And I'm like, maybe she's just 4 and 4-year-olds are dramatic as hell. Maybe that's it. Maybe you should let it go. Maybe the little kid is super tired. And when you get tired and when kids get tired, they start complaining. That's what kids do. No, some guy wants to argue with me about the facts that sugar is causing this addiction. And that's why this is. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't get that off of a 10-second clip. And I don't make assumptions off of a 10-second clip. Neither should you. And 14-year-olds are just as dramatic. Absolutely, Michael. You know, I have a 12-year-old. She'll be 13 next month. I can't even get out of bed in the mornings without putting my AirPods on sound blocking. I can't even get out of bed because I hear my daughter and I hear my wife literally just like, and it's not my wife. She's just like, hey, get up for school. Hey, you're going to be late for school. And my daughter is screaming at the top of her lungs because she's 12 and she's crazy. It's not bad parenting. She's crazy. She's hormonal. She's got issues and she's stubborn like her father. That's it. That's it. So sometimes you go, I'm just going to let them be. I'm going to go into my office and shut the door because that's all you got. So that is me talking from experience. I have experienced these. A lot of people on social media read books or saw a movie, and now they want to tell you exactly what it is that you are or aren't doing in your life, how you can be better. Every single person. And it's like, you know what? It's just a joke. You don't have to follow. It's just a joke that I'm making. Or I shot my kid in this way. It's just a joke. It's one little piece that was funny. Nobody finds humor anymore. I swear I don't even want to. Either we're going to have a super snapback where the world just like goes into another crazy way. Because this whole politically correct and you must do this and do that, I am over it. And I know a lot of people are over it. So the only thing I can see is just a direct opposite that's gonna kick in. That's if we don't go into Handmaid's Tale because, you know, they're trying to ban abortion and everything else. So who knows? who knows where we're going to be. Anyway, good morning. Good morning. Well, morning. It's morning-ish for me. I know for a lot of you it's 1, and if you're, like Mojax, it's probably 10, 11 o'clock at night. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. As I'm talking to you, I'm going to try to figure out my little chat mechanism here to see if I can bring this up. I thought I had it. So pardon me while I look. All right, I'm using the standalone, and there's nothing popping out here. It's probably the YouTube video ID that I'm struggling with here. All right, give me a second here. So I will tell you this. If you do have any questions for me, the best way to get an answer is to put the hashtag ask right next to it. That way, I'm trying to be able to filter out questions only, so I get them answered, because I know you guys spend a lot of time sitting with me, and you obviously want to get an answer, and I want to give you an answer. So that's the key. Where is my video ID? View on YouTube. My video ID. View on YouTube. Very newscaster of you. 822 in South Africa. Jody, thank you so much for hanging out today. Also, I have I got Philip Tan in the building. We're on OBS today. Sean, thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you, fam. Yeah, we are on the we're back on OBS because I found a chat highlighter. That's the biggest deal, because I know people are little auto repeat. It's probably because I have little auto repeat the stream on right now. Let me just mute that. There we go. Where is the YouTube video ID? There it is. Sorry, guys. I'm doing 12 things at once. I really want to get this working so I don't have to think about it anymore. I love how I say, how do I find my video ID? And then I get a YouTube video. Like, well, click on this. Like, no, I don't want that. I just want you to tell me. That's one of the things that I know that we've gotten into as far as videos, and as far as how, if you have an echo, DJ SMS, probably restart it, and then it'll go. I haven't touched the audio, people. I've done nothing with the audio. So if you have an echo, I know why you have an echo. I know why you have an echo. If you do, hold on 1 second. I can fix this. I can.
All right, guys, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Cleveland Terry. I wanted to just do a quick video about this new unit. It's not out yet. It doesn't come out until July 31st. It hits market. I have pre-order it pretty soon, though. All right, so this is Tim. This is the man, runs this thing. They came out with an amazing product. I haven't tested it yet, but based upon what I'm seeing, this is one of those to beat.
It's a game changer.
Moving platters. It's $700.
What's up, everybody? How are we doing today?
$700. This is gonna sell like hotcakes. So I'm gonna do a review, but tell me just real quickly, like, what made you guys decide to do something like this?
The history of DJing is vinyl, right?
Yeah.
And motorized jog wheels is the best we can get right now,
Right.
in terms of replicating that with a digital controller.
Right.
So the Impulse T7
Okay.
is our shot at the motorized DJ controller market, and the largest, most premium controller we've ever made.
Okay.
And we're pricing it just like we price everything else in the Hercules lineup.
Super aggressive.
Competitively. Let's call it competitively.
I call it aggressive, he calls it competitively, fine.
We're targeting both, obviously, beginner DJs
Right.
who want to upgrade to a motorized platters,
Right.
or working DJs who want something small, want something portable,
Yeah.
want something that works with Strato Pro.
It has XLR out. Very important for a professional DJ that you have that. I'm impressed so far, though.
You'll see more of the T7 real soon.
All right, guys, follow my YouTube, because you know we're gonna do this review very, very soon. All right, see ya.
Okay. Even if there wasn't a problem, there was a slight problem, because I know for a fact that my camera had the headphone input in. It was out. So sometimes I do get bleeding from there. All right, activate. Activate. All right, let's see if this works now. Okay, and all right, so first things first. That's working fine. Now I just have to figure out why it's still not on here. Social media chat. As we're going, let's see, do I have a setting? So I'm using this thing called Social Ninja. It's an OBS. It's kind of a plugin. It's more of a browser plugin, and it's supposed to do everything I need it to do. And it's almost there. I'm seeing the comments. I'm seeing everything. Streaming chat and featured chat overlay. So that's fine. Let me try to okay. Let me just do one little thing here. And we'll see if we can get this to work. That would make me very, very happy. Custom browser doc. Featured chat. All right, it's the same one. Yeah. Can't get the chat to pop up in my dock. Anyway, not to be confused with Miss Ninja. Absolutely not. They are two different things. But I did notice some things. Like for instance, if you were using the chat on YouTube, just via YouTube, they have things like you can pin comments. I don't know why you can't do that in OBS. That would make it a lot easier if I could just pin some random comments here and there, but I can't. So it's kind of annoying. It is what it is though. All right, so let me go here. All right, I can close that. Okay, well, neither here nor there. Looks like it may or... Okay, there's my chat. Pin message. All right, I'm going to dock this real quick. Yeah. Okay. It is what it is. Sorry, you're still not going to get it. We'll get there sooner or later at some point. All right. Flip mats for 7-inch. Okay. Well, let's go back to the beginning here and see if we have any questions. What's up with the rain post on IG? Is that the new controller? Don Rafa. I feel like you've been out of the loop here, pal. That thing hit right around the Super Bowl. There is a new rain device, which is a 4-channel, basically a rain 4 with moving platters. They were leaked all over the place right around Super Bowl. So yes, there is a brand new controller coming out at some point. Don't have any more information from that, but there is one coming out. I am allowed to say that. This has been a very different way of marketing, in all honesty. So the embargo and information that I'm allowed to provide, it's a weird situation. So I'm just rolling with it. You know, they send me emails here and there. This is what we're possibly doing. This is what we're going to do, blah, blah, blah. And I just have to just say, okay, well, you let me know. Because like I said, I think I said this 2 weeks ago. I've spoken to them and I said, look, you know, I know you're going to be sending me product at some point. Are you telling me that I have to act like I don't have this for X amount of days or weeks or months when there has been leaks on this board for months? Like, that's going to be weird. Like, I don't have to talk about all the details, but at least if I'm using it, I'm going to take a picture or whatnot, you know, and they're like, we get it. We understand this is a little different. So, when it comes out, when, where, how, that is anybody's guess. We're just going to kind of roll with it this time. This guerrilla marketing is just different. It's different. So, we'll see. We will see. But yes, there is a new board coming out at some point. That's about all I can say. All I got. Okay. Yeah, everything happens for a reason. Like I don't hop to it, old man. I don't it look, I don't know. I don't begin to understand how people decide to do things. People, if it works for them, it works for them. So that's it. I mean, who knows if they found a way to avoid, having to go to these conventions and and paying for all these booths, NAM and all. If they found a way to get around that, I say more power to you. But I will say this, because I know that the whole leagues, it did a lot. It did a great deal for their, I guess their cash, I would say, not cash, CASH, CACHE, because it got people talking. And I think the idea for any of this is simple. You want to prevent people from making buying decisions before your product is released, which is why you usually, even if it comes out at NAM, it's like, okay, this is a pre-release. It's NAM, which makes sense because it's NAM. I mean, it's the retailers, of America coming out to sell their wares, or at least shop their wares. So I'm all for it. But if you don't want to do something like that, that's your prerogative. I am a big fan of touching and feeling. Pause. I think that people, yes, there are some people that make their buying decisions right off the jump. They're like, okay, that's exactly what I want. I'm going to buy it. I'm good. But a lot of other people need to touch and feel a product before they make a choice. And that could be positive or negative. That could be, for instance, like with the Opus Quad or even the Omnis Duo, where people were like, oh, that looks ugly. That looks so stupid. I would never do that. And then they go and they mess with the Opus Quad and they're like, you know what? It's actually very, very cool. Except for Mojex. Mojex hates all things. But everybody else, tends to like it. So I think that it's still important for them to have product at these conventions. NAM, I mean, they are retailers. But as far as DJs are concerned, I think you should be at DJX, and I mean, I guess we can talk about Mobile Entertainment Expo, which I did go to and performed last week. We can talk about that. I've totally moved on already. I did not do a stream. Why didn't I do a stream? Okay, real talk. We're gonna do real talk today. Real talk is Atari 2600. Real talk is I wasn't as impressed this year. So now this is my third year going to Mobile Entertainment Expo. First year, which would have been 22, it was them. I think it was Mobile Beat at one time, and then there was a photo booth one, and then they merged. So Mobile Entertainment Expo came on. I don't know if they had anything before 2020. If they did, I hadn't gone to it, so I don't know. But it was their first year back from the pandemic. That year was basic at best. It was mostly photo booth stuff. The DJ section was super sparse. So I was like, I don't know, but they were like, it's new. We just started it, so we'll see next year. So fast forward to 23, and it was better. There were more retailers, more vendors, still a obscene amount of photo booths. That's really their bread and butter. So it was better. I'm like, okay, it can only go up from here. And this year, it felt kind of the same. first off, it did seem like there was more photo booths this year than ever before. It almost felt like they were taking up more space. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they were, because the soft wall that they normally use seemed to have been open more, and there was more like the Danny Max booths are typically behind the DJs. This time they were kind of bleeding into it. So it was just a lot of photo booths. Now, having said that, I bought a 360 booth while I was there. So it did serve a purpose for me. And it's Vegas. It's 4.5 hours away from me. No big deal. It's an easy drive. But I don't know. I just wasn't impressed. I did do the so Kova went also. And when Kova asked, he's like, well, when should I go? What do you think? And I'm like, look, it's a fine, quick convention, So if you go and especially if you're an influencer, I'm like, I don't go until Tuesday morning. The convention starts on Monday, but I don't go until Tuesday. And usually when I say Tuesday morning means I'm not leaving my house until like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, because I don't need to really be there until the convention floor opens up. So they start on Monday, and it's all teaching. Okay. Learning, doing all that stuff. Not to say that I can't learn. Not going to say that. I can always learn. But I looked and I was like, none of this stuff really works for me specifically. Cause there's a couple of sessions where you're like, oh, this looks actually very, very cool. I want to go look at that. It just didn't feel like that for me on Monday. So, and then I looked on Tuesday and there was one that I was like, but is that worth me going at 6 a.m. to get there for this? No, it's not. No. So they don't open the convention up at the convention. They don't open up the main showroom floor until Tuesday night. So the convention is from Monday to Thursday. Yes. So Monday, no convention floor. Tuesday night, not even during the day, night, they open it up. And then they open up the floor, but then they also have other things going on. They might have a couple of showroom things that they have a presentation thing. They're at South what's it called? South. It's off the strip. This hotel, South, I forget. I don't know. Anyway, it'll ring through, or G Kenny will say something. South Point. Thank you. See how that works. South Point. So it's at South Point. It's off the strip, and then they'll have there's a big room where they have all the performances. It's like their nightclub in the hotel. One of the things that I didn't even realize is they actually have sessions in the nightclub during the day. Had no idea. I thought that was a little weird. The only time it made sense was DJ Kova had a presentation on Ableton, which was a good presentation. Kova's very, very good at he knows Ableton like the back of his hand, and his presentations are excellent. So I went there for that one on, it was Wednesday. That was a bad day. I'll talk about that in a minute. So I get there on Tuesday. I told Kova, I'm like, you don't have to get there until Tuesday. He was like, no, I'm coming in on Sunday. I'm like, okay. So the moment I showed up, he was like, bro, I should have come on Tuesday. I'm like, I know, but I get it. They're paying for you. You got presentations. I understand. So the convention opens up on Tuesday. I did a DJ session at Das Audio booth, and Das Audio booth was very uniquely positioned this year. So imagine the convention floor is a rectangle, okay? And, rectangle. Front doors are here, back is here, and then you got the sides. The DJ portion sits over here in this small little box right here. And then this whole thing is photo booth stuff. So as you're walking down the corridors, you know, the lanes, the DJ area has 2 lanes this year. 2 lanes. I mean, they always have 2 lanes, but like it was literally like 2 lanes, maybe, I don't know, man. It felt like 100 feet, maybe, like, and normally, like I said, you have the Danny Mac stuff. You might have Jetpack. You have JMaz in the front. JMaz is always in the front as you walk in the main doors, and then usually Pioneer DJ or some variant of Pioneer DJ, maybe one of their retailers they've locked in with, are off to the side on the left side. So your 2 columns, JMaz kind of sits in the middle. Danny Mac's on one side, you know, Pioneer DJ on the other, and then it kind of goes that way. There's usually maybe somebody on the walls, but those are typically smaller. So there's like 2 lanes. By the time you walk like literally like 75 feet, I'm serious, you're pretty much done. Then there's some smaller retailers that are, you know, that rented a booth. It's fine that they're there, but most people, do they really care? No, they're here for the main people. So, Das Audio, if you've ever been to DJ Expo, they have their little balloon booth. You know, it's their floor. It's a big ass balloon, and then the DJ equipment is in the balloon. As you're walking this way, okay, this way. So you're going this way. And DJ SMS, I think your delay is a little bit strong. So as you're walking this way, their booth sat in the middle of both rows, and then it was faced towards the back wall. So as you're walking this way, once you get to a certain point, you might turn and then walk to the other row, or you're going to turn around and come back the other way. Their booth wasn't facing people. They were facing the end of the people. Then they would turn around. So barely anybody was walking by the booth, in all honesty. So that was on Tuesday. I did it. It was fine. I told them I'd do it. It was cool. They had a 1000, which I don't love anymore. I don't love the 1000 anymore. I think we've broken up. I don't even think we can be friends. Like, I'm over the 1000. Nothing wrong with the 1000. I'm just over it. It's a weird time. It's a weird time to be alive. So yeah, nobody was there. Then that evening, Direct Music Service was having a party. They always have a party in the nightclub at South Point. Not Direct Music Services, but MEX has a party in the nightclub. So as we were getting everybody together, we were like, okay, what do we want to do tonight? And we were like, okay, well, let's go see. It was Latin night and the nightclub at South Point. Let's go see the nightclub, and then we'll go out to downtown Vegas and then go hit up the Direct Music Service party. But first, let's go eat. So we went and ate. Who did we eat with? It was Kova, myself, the Jetpack boys. They were all there. Couple of guys that I just met, so I don't remember their names, but like Stress was there, and a couple of other people from Jetpack. Then we went to the nightclub at South Point. And as we walk in the room, it's empty. Now, it's early. I get it. It's early. But it wasn't that early. It was probably like 10 o'clock, 10:30. And keep in mind, the what's good about the expo, if you're performing, is yes, you have a lot of DJs and that is what it is. But then you also have a lot of photo booth people. And those are just regular people that just want to have a good time. So I find that you're going to get more response if you're performing because the photo booth people want to party. You know, the DJs will always be like this until you do something that they're truly impressed with. And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, we'll give you that. We'll give you that, you know, but I guess we can talk about the performance later. So we go into there. It's Latin night. Latin night. And the best part about South Point is the alcohol is so cheap. So, and I don't mean like, oh, it's just cheap booze and they're selling it for like $5. I mean like high-end alcohol. And look, okay, do not get this twisted when I say this, because I'm not talking about what I prefer to drink, but I'm talking about what the world drinks. So like a Casamigos in LA, even though we all know, you know, and I know that it's like, you know, candy tequila. I moved on. I'm now on like Siete Leguas. Like I'm like real now. I drink like real tequila. I went through all the things and studied it and I've been testing out so many tequilas, and I found my standard drinking like house tequila, and that's my Siete Leguas. Most people don't have that. Okay. So I was at Morton's. I was at Morton's with the Rain guys. Mojax was there, and we were sitting there in music. We were talking, having dinner, and and our waiter comes up and he's like, "Oh, you guys want drinks, whatever?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know, I'd like a tequila." And I'm like, "Do you have you know, Siete Leguas?" And he looked at me, and it wasn't like a, "No, sir, I've never heard of that." It was like a this. Hell no, because they have Casamigos, because that's the drink. That's the real tequila. It's Casamigos. So, Casamigos at any establishment, it's going to cost you $18, $20, $25 a drink. That's just the way it works. Is it worth that? Absolutely not. But that is the tequila of choice right now for clubs and all that stuff. We were at I think G Kenny might have even bought my drink. We were in the club at South Point, and it's like, "Oh, let me get your drink, whatever." And we're standing there, and I'm like, look, I'm always conscious of when people buy me drinks, because I'm not like, "Oh, really? Well, if you're buying me a drink, then give me that $70 shot." Like, I'm not trying to do that, you know, but I'm usually like, "Okay, well, what's the house tequila?" You know, and they're like, "Oh, well, whatever. We don't really have one." And there's like a Casadores and stuff. And I'm like, I assume Casadores is your house. And they're like, "No." I'm like, okay, it should be your house, because that's like a $18 bottle of tequila. Like, that's not, it's a solid tasting tequila. That's cheap. They're like, no, that's like our premium. I'm like, okay. So I did see and I'm like, "Okay, well, you have Casamigos." I'm like, "Okay, just give me a Casamigos." So they pour the drink, and I'm expecting, and he bought like 4 other drinks. So I'm expecting like a $75, $80 tab. Man, that tab was like $30. They were charging like $5 drinks at the club. The Casamigos one, I think, was $7. I was like, if you were an alcoholic, you were in drinking heaven right now, because you can get all your favorite alcohol for cheap. And Matthew says those are Wisconsin prices. Well, they're not LA prices, I can tell you that much. There is no way around that. Oh, Mojax. I get that. And the problem is, I had a really bad night. So we drank there, and then we drove out to downtown Vegas, which is the place to go, by the way. If you are ever in Vegas and you're like, "Oh, where do we go?" Don't go to the nightclubs. Don't go to Omnia. Don't go downtown. They have a strip. It's like a what do they call that? Bar crawl. They have a strip of just clubs Any club that floats your boat is there, and they're literally back to back to back to back. Snapback guys are there. There's Lucky Day, there's Ice Cream Shop one, there's Commonwealth. Like these are all like really good clubs, and they're all local DJs, and it's always a good time. So you always choose downtown. So we were at it wasn't Commonwealth. It was a club that was right off to the side. I forget the name of it. Not really important. And there was several DJs that were DJing. I'm gonna have to call Warren out because he did not ask me to DJ. But he had his DMS boys, so I get it. Anyway, neither here nor there. So everybody's buying drinks. That's the one thing about being an influencer. Everybody wants to buy you a drink, and I'm not going to say no to it. That's fine. The problem is everybody wants to buy you a drink. So you end up drinking a lot. And I was good. I'm like, I'm good now. I'm gonna go home. After in a little while, I'm good. And then Joe Bunn was like, yo, Cleveland, you need a drink, pal. Come with me. I should have said no. I should have said no right then and there. I'm sorry. My wife is texting me. Sure. Okay. Anyway, that night didn't go well for me. That night did not go well for me at all. I had a very, very hard night. I have never woken up in a long time and still felt like I'm still jacked up. But not like I'm a drunk jacked up, but like oh, my body is like, what have you done to me? Like that was the issue. So I slept in that day. I was gonna see a couple of things, and I'm like, you know what? I will just sleep in until I was supposed to DJ at Danny Max's booth, and I did. And I was gonna go see Kova's presentation, so I think I was DJing at Danny Max's booth at 1:00 because Kova's presentation was at 3. And I woke up. I stay at my sister's house because she's like 20 minutes from there. And what's the point of, if the hotel wants to pay for my room, then I'll stay at the hotel, obviously. But when they don't, I'm staying at my sister's house. It's just cheaper. So I got to the convention, ate something real fast just to kind of get it into my stomach. Got to the convention, and I started to DJ. It was one of the hardest sets I've had to do because my body was still doing this. Nothing felt right. I kept eating, trying to like absorb whatever was in there. And it wasn't even like it was just jacked up. Anyway, so I get through the session. It's a good session. I just kind of DJ'd. It was good because I was DJing that evening at the final show. So it was just good to get when you're DJing in front of people, especially other DJs, it can be hard. And that first 15, 20 minutes of any session can feel like you have no idea what you're doing. Your hands don't work and you have to warm up anyway. So it takes you 15 to 20 minutes. So I DJ'd at the booth. They had to tell me to get off. I think I DJ'd for like 2 hours at their booth. I'm like, whatever. I'm having a good time. I'm playing what I want to play. It's all good. The only issue was Danny Max's partner. He's like, oh, you're going on. Okay, hold on. We're going to turn you up. Let me get on the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, Cleveland Terry's DJing. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. Let me just DJ. If people want to come over, it's cool. Like, come on. You don't have to do that. So that's fine. Now I got people, other random DJs. Now they're, staring and doing all the stuff. And I'm just like, I'm just playing. I'm not trying to like do a whole bunch of routines. I'm barely hanging on as it is. Did I see Rain teasing on IG? Yes, I did, Noah. I absolutely did. I've done my own teasing. So that was fine. And then I got to Kova's session. Excellent session. I was about to fall asleep though. I was about to fall asleep. Not because of a session, just because the alcohol in the body just wasn't working. Was not working. So then, hung out, hit the floor. Like I said, I did not do a live stream. It just felt real small this time. And I don't know. I just did not have the urge to do a live stream. I wasn't sponsored to do one that day anyway, so it didn't really matter. But I don't know. I didn't feel it. And the alcohol. So I really didn't feel it. That night, the final show was on. So it was DJ Mike Villa, DJ Mad. You've probably seen Mad. Beat Source is always taking DJ Mad stuff. And he's always got his dope ass routines. He's a super dope DJ. Dope guy too. So DJ Mad was there. DJ Mike, DJ Mad, DJ Icon, me, Chi-Town Shawnee. Who went after Chi-Town Shawnee? Oh, I can't remember his name. He's a DJ edit guy. Apparently he's a really big DJ edit guy. I had no idea because when I tell people, they're like, you don't know this person? I'm like, well, to be fair, I don't use a lot of edits. So there's that, and there's a lot of people that make edits, That's why I always tell people, I'm like, if you can make your own edits, make your own edits. At least they'll sound like you and you don't sound like every single person, because if everybody knows the same edit guy, then I guarantee you all of your stuff sounds like the same edit guy. There's nothing wrong with him, DeVille. Thank you, DJ Kenny. There's nothing wrong with DeVille. His edits are dope. He was dope. The problem was if everybody's using his edits, now they all just kind of sound like DeVille. And I don't want to sound like anybody but myself, So, the lineup went Mike Villa opened the room. Then DJ Mad. And DJ Mad, I don't know how he swung this. Okay. I'll tell you the story. This is how all DJs work. Okay. This is, if you're ever like, you're DJing in a nightclub, you're doing this. All DJs are the same. Okay. So we're all in the green room. DJ Mike is in there. He's doing his thing. DJ Mike Villa is opening the room. So when you're opening the room, technically speaking, it does not matter what you play, and vice versa. It doesn't matter from my perspective what you're playing, because you're the beginning set. Half the people aren't even going to be in the room. Like you're providing background music as people come into the room. So if you play something super dope, it's not going to affect my show, because I know half the people weren't even in the room. Or by that time, it's been a good hour and a half, 2 hours. So if I want to play something that you had maybe played, or you played a remix, or I played a different version of it, it's okay, because the same people aren't in the room. Okay, so Mike does his thing. He's on for 45 minutes. DJ Matt got 30 minutes. And then myself and everybody moving forward got an hour. So I'm like, how in the hell did DJ Matt get 30 minutes? And they're like, that's just how the cookie crumbles. And so automatically, because I'm going on after Matt. Okay. So automatically I know. I'm like, well, now there's a big ass question mark, because typically speaking, the less time you have, the more music you play, the more stuff you go into, right? Because you're just trying to show people how dope I am. Oh, and it's Mad, so he's got routines and he's doing, he's being DJ Mad. No complaints. He's dope. He's super dope. So he's on, he's playing, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that was the song I was gonna play. No big deal. Whatever. Okay. Well, that was the song I was gonna play. No big deal. Okay. And he's not just playing the songs. He's got, his wordplay, and he's got his it's quick. He's moving through songs fast. Like he's just dropping like, oh, 2 bars of a song, 2 bars of a song. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, now you're doing a lot. But it's not a hate or anything. And it's not like I'm saying, don't play anything from this thing. Look, I'm a DJ. It's my job to work around what it is that you're playing or what it is you tell me not to play. That's my job as a DJ. And I've always prided myself on the fact that I don't care what you play. I'm going to be able to find something else to play that's going to have the same impact and be okay. You know, that's the mark of a quality DJ. You know, I learned that from actually a guy that works for me, you know, before, you know, I really knew him. You know, he was a New York guy. And then he's like, oh yeah, come open for me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, well, what should I play with? He's like, I don't care. Just play what you want to play, you know? And then he'll work around. And I always thought that was dope. And then when you started DJing with him, if you were after him, you know, and who else is like this? B-Stang in Vegas is like this. So you have to learn to be better. Like they'll go, oh, I'll take the 11 o'clock slot. You take the headliner slot, which is typically 12:30. And then you'll get there. Let me hear what he's playing before I get on, so I know what not to play. And B-Stang is like, bam, 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 heater, 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 heater. Okay, Cleveland Terry's on. Go to work. And you're like, yo, man, you just played like 40 songs I was going to play. But you have to improvise. You got to work around it. And that's the whole point of being a club DJ specifically, you know? So Mad's on, he's killing it, right? 10 minutes in, he's killing it. 20 minutes in, he's killing it. Now, he only has a 30-minute set. So I'm like, okay, I get a gist of what he's doing and what he's playing. He's not really kind of intersecting with the stuff I was going to play. Then we get to about 6 minutes left. And when I tell you that man went on fast forward and all of a sudden he was dropping everything, just bam, 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 bam. And I'm looking at Icon in Chi-Town, you know, Shiny. And I'm like, yo. And we're all kind of laughing. Like he just played like 40 songs in like 4 minutes. Like he just knocked out all his hotness. And he's ending. And I walk up, I'm like, could you have left me one song? Just one song, you know? And we kind of laughed about it because that's just a joke. You just roll with it. And like, I'm not one of those DJs that's mad because somebody played, you know, some hot song. Like if you're that mad about that stuff, do better. You know, you're supposed to be able to adapt. You're adapting to a crowd anyway, you know, unless they're coming to see the Calvin Harris show, you know, you're adapting to whatever crowd is there. So that's what segues me into my set. So DJ Mad is a routine guy. He's a routine guy. He's lots of scratching and wordplay and he's doing all the stuff. I came in as a party rocker. Okay. Now I know for a fact I could tell, and I went in and I'm like, you know, and I'm telling like all the DJs, I'm like, there's a lot of photo booth people here. So I'm not going in to show some sort of routines and all this stuff. I mean, I'll have routines within my DJ set, but like I'm going in normal because I know there's a lot of photo booth people here and I know they came to dance. So I'm not just going to routine them to death, right? If I do, it's going to be musical routines, not like hand play routines. And I tell people like that, I'm like, this is where we need to go. And people are like, well, you know, whatever. So Mad came off. I came on right after Mad. And I know for a fact that everybody in there, all the DJs, they've been watching this guy do a routine in dope ass routine for 30 minutes. So I know that they're already like, oh, you know, let me see your routine now. Oh, they're not thinking, oh, you came to actually play music and get people dancing. They're not thinking that. So the first 10 minutes, and I had an hour set, mind you. Okay. An hour set. That is a long time for DJs. So I'm like, F the DJs. We got to go after regular people. Because I know the DJs aren't going to give you anything. They never do. Even when they're loving everything you do, this is how they love it. That's not helping me. That doesn't give me energy. And I vibe off of crowds. As I'm starting, I'm getting nothing. And all the DJs are up there because, hey, look, Cleveland Terry's here. Let's go watch Cleveland Terry and let's go critique Cleveland Terry. And so I'm up there and it's like crickets. No, not in a bad way, but they're just like, and so I'm playing and, I'm not being mad. I'm not DJ mad anyway. So I'm playing, and more importantly, I'm playing, you never start fast. And I learned this, well, let me back up. I can only speak for myself. Okay. I'm not speaking for everybody else, but I have learned that when you come in too fast, your natural, emotions don't have a chance to kind of work their way out. Your hands aren't where they're supposed to be. Earlier I was on a rain 4. Now I'm on a ref 7. They don't have slip mats in them and all these things. So your hands are a little different. So you got to get your hands right. You got to make sure everything's working properly. All these little things that play into it. So the first 10 minutes or so, it's more to just get a feel, to get a feel of the crowd, see how they are, see what they're doing. And I'm playing, I should probably bring my computer over here. So I'm playing some music, and obviously I'm playing music. I'm playing, I will get my, my thing there. Hold on. Let me grab it real quick. Sorry, you caught me trying to eat something. So you're not going to watch me eat. Get over it.
All right, what is going on, everybody? It's your man, Cleveland Terry. We are at the Chevet booth, and we are checking out some of the new stuff that they have. First off, I got to talk about this guy right here. You know what this is? This is the Gig Bar case. It is a hard case. Hard case. Go ahead, open it up. Open it up. Oh. Beautiful. Oh. It is about damn time. About damn time. Also, I want to show you something else because I'm shocked. Remember in my video last time, guys, I talked about the fact that the Gig Bar Move was cool with the ILS, but it needed its own controller. If I didn't want to rock the Gig Bar, like maybe I just wanted to rock some totems. Guess what? Bam! Bam! ILS command. This is exactly what Chevet needed. Exactly.
Okay. So when was the date? Was that the okay, so it was the 21st. All right, let's go to the 21st here. Okay. So, overhead cam. Oh, come on. Come on. Where are you? Where is that stupid overhead? Where are you? There we go. Oh, I know what the problem is. I got one minor problem. But it should be easy to find. Here, look at my backdrop for a second. Oh. Okay. So, I hate the I don't know what it is about um switchers like the Live Pro or whatever. They always have USB to USB. I don't know why they do that. It's stupid, but so if I happen to take it because I have another HDMI router and it's also USB to USB. So, it causes a problem because I only have one of them. I only have one. Okay, let's try this again. Photo. It's a good thing there was no porn on there. Okay. All right. Where's my comment section? Where'd you guys go? There we go. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's shrink some stuff down here. Let's go into library mode. Let's get rid of all this. By the way, I just bought my son a M3 MacBook Pro for his grad party, his grad present slash birthday slash Hanukkah. I'm like, you're not getting anything more than this, though. Sorry, pal. Sorry, not gonna do it. Alyssa Love in the building. What's going on? Good to see you. Okay, so at the Danny Max booth, as you can see here, I started at 1:30. I kind of played stuff that I wanted to play. So, you know, just kind of fun. Some wordplay stuff. I have some routines to all this stuff. So, you know, but most of them are all just kind of re-edits. As you can see here. I mean, pretty much my first, I don't know, 30 songs were pretty much all edits. And it's, you know, it helps. It's some stuff that I like to do. Anyway, jumping around a little bit, some EDM, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So I played from 1:30 to close to 3 because I had to leave to go see Covis. Yeah, stop there. Okay. So, so that night, still no. I wish Serato would fix their history. I hate the way it doesn't bring you to like the last thing you did. Why? Why would you do that? Why? Yeah, not a BMW M3. No. You got a MacBook Pro 14 M3. That's what he got. He already has a car that, you know, we took care of too. So, or he's good. Anyway, and I gave him a job too. Look, I don't know how much more I can do. You know, he has a car. He has a DJ job. He works every weekend. He gets paid well. Like, what more? And so when he's like, hey, Dad, can I, can you what? Yeah, I need money for gas, Dad. Well, I gave you a job. What are you doing with the money that I gave you the job for? Like, I don't want to just pay. I'm like, if you want something, you work, you work, you got money, don't come home every night with fast food and then be like, I need money for gas. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. So he's learning. Now he has the job for me, and he's got a job. He's a professional dancer, tap dancer. So he's now teaching at the school that he's a senior. He's got one more year, or this is his last year, and he's doing that too. So the man's making good money. Yeah, he's probably making more money than I am. In all honesty, after I pay my mortgage and everything else and their dance classes and all that stuff, he's probably making more money than me. Yeah, it's okay. It is what it is. All right. So, yeah, I need Serato to step their game up here. I absolutely need them to step their game up because I hate having to. I'm like, why am I looking? Why? I just did the party yesterday. That should be the first thing that comes up. Anyway. All right, so let's see here. Now, party itself. 8:51 was when we did sound check. Did I start at 8:51? No, I started right here at 9:01. Mad had taken, I was going to start out with Arrested Development into Return of the Mac. And Mad had like 30 seconds left to go. And then Mad played 14 songs. And 2 of those songs happened to be Arrested Development, Everyday People, and Return of the Mac. I thought I was clear. I'm like, okay, great. At least my first couple songs, I can do my thing. No such luck. So I had to change it up. Anyway, so I have another little routine thing that goes with Where the Party At, Beautiful. Sometimes I do Party and Bullshit also from Biggie, which you go Party and Bullshit into Where's the Party At into Beautiful. You guys have probably seen this one. I showed this routine on one of my IG reels. So I went into that. Beautiful. I have this. I'm not playing any music. It's going to get me demonetized. But I have a Boatsy Legend of Korra remix, which is fantastic. Into Been Around the World. Now, so this is me just warming up. Okay, Where the Party At. It's enough little kind of word plays that I'm not getting. Like, this is a word play, and this is a word play. So in my mind, I'm giving the DJs some wordplay, so they're not going to go, oh, he's just playing music. I can play music. Anyway, so that's how I started with that. Okay, then, but I'm doing the word plays, and I'm not getting anything from the DJs. And there's a lot of DJs on the floor. All the photo people are kind of operating in the back end or whatever. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me change it up. Let me go into some pop music to kind of get them going here. So I went Crazy in Love, Dancing Queen, 777. This was just to kind of spark the women here. 777 is a banger. I have this Dancing Machine Jackson 5 remix that's dope. And then more wordplay right here. Do I do Living It Up? Some Janet Jackson. Again, when in doubt, this is all honesty. When in doubt, play for the women. Don't worry about the dudes. The dudes don't matter. Play for the women. The women are going to give you far more than the guys ever will. Okay? Pro tip, play for the women. I spent a lot of my younger years playing the way I wanted to play and playing for dudes and being like, oh, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this. The dudes were loving it, but then I'm like, but no girls. Why? I'm not playing for the girls. So now I play for the girls. Always. I'll sprinkle in some guy stuff, but mostly girl. Okay. All for you. One more time. This is a wordplay right here. One more time in a celebration. I have I'm a piano off the wall, which is one of my favorites, from Mr. Wilson. And, so obviously look, transitions, the way you transition between music is more important than I almost think the music you play. Okay. So when I'm playing for stuff, the vibe, the genre of the music needs to be similar. Okay. Now I say that because I don't think a lot of people do it as much as they should. You know, they think, oh, I'm going to play, this track, and then I'm gonna go into this track, and maybe one's like a Latin beat and the other one's like a straight like EDM beat. And it's like, well, you can do that, but are they working together? You know? So like there's ways to get around it. Like say you were trying to go into some Latin, right? You want to go to some Latin, but maybe you were playing some EDM. Okay. You wouldn't just play like, one more time into, Suavemente. You wouldn't do that. Okay. That's not a good vibe. That's not a good flow. Okay. But what you could do is you could go like a one more time into a Que Calor, into a, even a Pepas. So you're transitioning between, I was here, now I'm still here, but now I have Latin elements, and now I have Latin elements. So now I can go into straight Latin. Okay. Like that's the way you should, in my opinion. You do what you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but that's what you should do as far as transitions. And that keeps the vibe. So you can tell a story as long as every single chapter makes sense as you're going through the chapters. Okay. Like you wouldn't start on chapter 1 and then chapter 2 is like the crux of the story. And then chapter 3 is back to their history. And then chapter 4 is where they're, is the grand scheme. And it's the end of the thing. You're not Christopher Nolan. You can't do that. It doesn't work for anybody else. So, vibe is important. Okay. So Off the Wall, this is we just went from One More Time, which is Disco Celebration. It's a remix. Off the Wall, this is a high energy remix of Michael Jackson's track, but it has like I'm a piano beat on it. So it's a tribal beat, which means because it's a tribal beat, I have a lot of places to go. So that tribal beat, I went into, took the night. Now, keep in mind, this stuff right here, this is all freestyle. Okay. I'm literally playing and reading the crowd as I go. That's very, very important to me. I play the track and then I look up, and at a certain point, I think it was right around here. Right around here before I went into One More Time. It could have been here too. Yeah. So right around there, I flat out stopped. Not stopped playing the music. I stopped moving around. I stopped looking through my crates, and I just looked at the crowd. I looked at the crowd. I'm looking at everybody's faces and their body language and seeing what they're doing. Because a lot of people get blinders on. They just, I'm DJing. Oh, this is not working. I got to find something else. No, stop. See what's going on. See what they're doing. So now I'm here. I took the night, which is an old school classic, by Chelly. Again, girls. So then I went, took the night. If you guys know the beat, it's a doom to doom, 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 to doom, doom, which then I went into Calle Ocho. Now here's the thing, because you're probably going, well, Calle Ocho doesn't work with Fergalicious, and you would be right from a beat perspective, but from a wordplay perspective, in Calle Ocho, Pitbull counts down, or counts up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Fergalicious in the beginning counts down. So that's a quick little wordplay that I do that always works, but it allows me to change the vibe with that, because that wordplay is my connection. All right. Then Uh, Fergalicious is kind of in the middle. But what Fergalicious has is, and look, when I play Fergalicious, just want to show you something real quick. When I play Fergalicious, and this is for everybody out there, okay? I need you to look at my cue points, okay? Just look at my cue points. I got the countdown. I have the intro, which is the beat. I have the rap. I have the actual rap part. This is the Hit It Fergie, and this is the rap. Okay. This is the, I don't label it because I never use it, but this is the spelling out part with the beat. And this is the acapella part. Just with that stuff right here, I can change the song 4 different ways. Okay. I can play the whole thing. I haven't played the first verse of Fergalicious for anybody in forever. I play the countdown. I play the beat. Listen up, y'all, because this is it. The beat that I'm banging is Fergalicious. You know what I'm saying? Then right into Hit It Fergie, into the rap. Now, the rap has the rap part, it has the chorus part, and then it has the outro. So I can play from there and still give everybody what they want. The people, regular people, don't care about the whole song. They care about the rap part. You know, if you're playing Taylor Swift, Shake It Off, they care about the rap part. I know them, blah, 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 whatever. You know, if you just play the parts they want to be. So here's a story from A to B. That's the part they want. Okay. So if you just play those, you can fly through music. Just give them what they want. You know, if you're playing Usher, yeah, you know, or you're playing Baby, you can play Baby, but make sure you just skip to the Ludacris verse. But you don't have to wait 3 minutes to get to the Ludacris verse. You can just skip to it. And the Ludacris verse just became a thing. It wasn't a thing before. I have 2 versions of Baby, one without Ludacris and one with Ludacris. And this playing Ludacris part is a new thing, you know. But the same thing with Usher. But yeah, after the Super Bowl, now you got to play the rap part. You got to play Ludacris's verse. That's just the way it works. What they really, really want. That's hilarious, Northwest Audio. That is hilarious. Okay, back to this. So, yeah, so I'm now on Fergalicious, but Fergalicious has a breakdown with no beat. So at that part, I can play whatever the hell I want. Okay. So now I'm like, you know what? I want to pump up. I want to bring the energy up. There's black people in the crowd. There's some Latins. I'm going to go Latin a little bit, but I want to get a little faster. So I decided to go with some Jersey remixes of tracks. The Jersey remixes of tracks hit home with the DJs, but they were current enough to where everybody else was like, "Oh, these are my jams," right? So from there, I went. That's what I like, which is this is a Jersey break. Bodak Yellow Jersey break. So I got some R&B. I got some girl Cardi. I went straight deli because first off, I don't care what anybody says. This track, Ice Spice's track is banging. I don't care what anybody says. This track is banging. If you don't like it, fine, but I like it. Then I dropped a Pony, and I have a full-on routine that I've been doing for years that always works for me, and I fly through like 6 songs. Okay. And it's Pony, it's What's Your Fantasy, it's Shut Up, it's Bottoms Up, it's Pop That, it's I Wanna Rock, When I Dip. Anyway, all of these things are kind of working together. Now, these are all nostalgic songs. So I'm setting them up in a pack. So all these things are going together, and it's stuff that everybody knows. And then I go, Music Sounds Better. This Escape remix is still one of my favorites. Love it. Use it every time. Into What Do You Want? Which is just straight nasty. And into Big Pimpin'. Now I'm back to regular stuff. I just did this edit, Can't Hold the Launch. I did it like the day before. It actually went really well. I'm not gonna lie. I do a Can't Hold. I might throw it up on on like something. I don't have any downloads right now, but because I'm still cleaning it up a little bit. But I didn't need to be perfect for the show because I knew the show didn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter anyway. So I did this Can't Hold Us in the launch. And where did I get that? Well, 2 places. I got the launch because it used to be one of my favorite EDM tracks when I was younger. And I was at when I was in San Francisco a few weeks ago. Arcade dropped the launch at the event. I was like, oh shit, we're dropping the launch. I was so excited, and then I was like, I need to bring that track back. The launch is a amazing track. So then, as I was playing the launch and stuff, I don't know why, but Can't Hold Us is the same tempo, same style. So it worked. It worked. And anyway, so I played that edit there. Worked really well. And I have a cumbia in Paris. This is, in Paris. It's all instrumental. It's a cumbia version of it. So there's no words. It's just that. So I went from that into La Chona because I did have some Hispanics. Israel, what's going on, fam? Good to see you, man. And just talking about you. And so La Chona, I had a lot of Latins. I'm like, you know what? There comes a point in time in the night. I'll go back to my screen. There comes a time in the night when you are playing, and there comes a point where you basically say to yourself, fuck these people. I'm going to do what I do. Okay. I don't know when that point is for everybody, but mine hit about 15 to 20 minutes in. And at that point, I was like, and let me see if I'm right here. I went my way. Yeah. 9:15 by 9:20. I was in New Jersey. I was in New Jersey. Family show. You see any kids here? And look, hey, I can drop an F-bomb. You can drop an F-bomb even in a PG-13 movie. You can drop one. So there you go. Yeah. So by 9:20, at that point I was like, I'm over these DJs. I'm gonna do me at that point. So as you can see here, I was playing it safer, and then I just said, let's go. So I went in. Now I'm playing La Chona. I'm playing straight up, Mexican music, and that got a very, very good reaction from the Hispanics, and which is what's important to me, is playing for everybody. So I went there, and then where was I at here? Then I played another straight up Latin track, Merengue, Después de la Playa from Bad Bunny. Like, this is straight up. It's straight up. And I know it's not a song that anybody would play unless you understood. And I play Latin clubs. I play straight up pure Latin clubs. Okay. So I know the music that they are also listening to. So I went that route. After that, now I'm like, okay, I've been playing a lot of stuff for Black people and for the Hispanics. I gotta get the white males going. So at that point, I dropped a Mr. Brightside, because it's the theme song. That's how it works. Mr. Brightside. One of my songs is actually not in here. Oh, no, I brought it there. Okay, so played that song, and then I went Big Sean, Buy You a Drink. Sing-alongs are important. Then a little Lil Wayne. This is one of my favorite tracks. I have a word play with Paper Plane. It's not even a word play. It's more of like a key play. with Paper Planes and Lose Yourself. Then I went and Get Back, Fancy. Again, I always go back to the ladies. That's the key. You got to go back to the ladies. They will save your ass. I was going Fancy. Then Jumpin' Destiny's Child. Oh, that's right. This does go together. Yeah. Anthem is another white people song. After White People Song, I think I had like 15 minutes left. And then I got them by the time I hit mid Jersey. Yeah, right about Jersey. People started to finally like go, oh, okay. Because again, remember, I was talking about DJ Matt, and I don't know when you came in, Matt, but like I was literally saying how dope you are and how dope your set was and everything. But what I was saying to the crowd was, it wasn't about what you were doing. It was about the expectations that you were setting. So they went into you and you were doing all the routines and flying through too much music. And then by the time you were done, they expected me to be doing a whole bunch of routines too. So it took a minute to kind of reset the crowd. That's kind of what I was saying. So that first 20 minutes, people were just like, okay. And then when I finally said, I'm just going to do me, that was about like 9:15 or whatever, started to work. So by the time I got to Lose Yourself, Get Back, I had them. Mr. Brightside, the DJs were finally there. The crowd was already there. This is when they were there. So then now I'm free to play whatever the hell I want to play, and they're just with me the whole time. Yeah, we did some jumping. I did another rock song. Then I echoed out of that or whatever. I don't even remember. Went to Jay-Z. And then in the club, classics. It Wasn't Me, classic. Back That Ass Up, classic. Last time did I check, Nipsey Hussle, that was for me. It had nothing to do with anybody else. That was a song for me. If you didn't like it, I didn't care. That was for me. But still, so because the track just hits. And I know that if you are a real hip hop head, you're gonna know that song and respect that song. Because when I dropped it, a whole bunch of DJs went like this. It's not something you would expect to play unless you were like at a true LA club. Then some more wordplay, Miss New Booty into R&P. I don't know why that was there, because after R&P I went I Don't Fuck With You, Drop Gasolina, Mi Gente, Vivir La Mi Vida. I went straight Latin for a minute, Amubatan, La Vida es un Carnival. This is a Reggae Diamonds, and then Lighters Up, and then I was out. So I played a lot. My whole thing has always been tell a story. This is a journey. I have that sample, and that is my sample that I play besides, right, which I didn't play at all during there. But my whole point is, you should be telling a story musically, and you can change the story up. The story doesn't have to be the same, but everything has to connect. Okay, that's the key. Everything connects. So if I'm going into a Latin track, if I want to go into Latin, I don't go from a hip hop song to a Latin song automatically. There's always a transition song. That's the key. Always have transition songs. It's the same thing as if I was playing a rock set, right? Let's just say I was playing like a standard 128 rock set, 125, 128. And let's say I was playing some dance pop, hip hop, right? So I'm playing, I don't know. It always pops in my head. But let's say I'm playing low, right? So I'm playing low and I want to get into some rock at the same tempo. I'm not going to play low and then play Shook Me All Night Long, right? That's not going to work. It can work and it's fine. I don't do mixing in key double G. If you noticed, I don't even have key up. I don't use it. Now, I'm not saying that you can't use mixing in key, and I'm not saying it doesn't work. I've just been DJing long enough and producing music long enough to know when a key goes together. You know what I mean? So I don't really do mixing in key. You know, unless I'm doing like maybe some EDM and I'm like, fine, doing long form EDM with acapellas, fine. I'll check the key and make sure. But yeah, I don't, that's not a me thing. So let's say I'm going into rock. So I just played low and I want to get to Shook Me All Night Long. Okay. I'm not going to play Shook Me All Night Long, even though the beat works, right? The beat's there. It's the same 4 to the floor beat, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play maybe Icona Pop. I Love It, because we got pop. And then now we have this kind of transition rock song because it's got that kind of real grungy bass line of I Love It, Icona Pop. So you can do that. And then I can go into Tricky, you know, so now I'm still in rock, but now I'm more rockish, right? And then I can go into Shook Me. That's a transition. That is a flow. That's a flow. So if I'm playing a Latin track, I'm going to start with something current. I'm going to play the Latin, you know, typically there's a 4 in the floor straight house beat, and then it might transition into that beat. And then from there, I can go. If I want to go to Suavemente, you know, I might go a Bad Bunny track or a Karol G track. And then maybe I go into, or if I'm playing like maybe a Karol G house track, or maybe I'd go from there into like a Danza Kuduro and a Danza Kuduro, which is now it's popular Latin. So now I can go into a Suavemente. I wouldn't just drop a Suavemente and then just kill the flow, unless you're trying to make impact. There's always making an impact too. That's important also. But yeah, everybody's different. Look, when you're DJing long enough, in all honesty, I've been DJing for decades. When you're doing that, music key is a thing that has just become second nature. You know what songs work together. Like I can hear a song I'm on the radio and it's playing. I'm like, oh, you know what'd be good with that one? This song right here. And then I'll pull that song out and it'll be in the same key. It's just over time. And if you produce music, then you also know key, you know? And if something's not in the perfect key, you know, there are ways around that. You know, and that again, because like I said, back in the day, you know, if I pull out a record, this record does not tell me what key the tracks are in. It does not tell me what the BPMs are. It doesn't tell me anything. I just have to know the music. So that's the way I DJ, you know? Now, if I drop an acapella on a track and there's a heavy bass line, key is important. You know, key is important if you got sounds and stuff and it doesn't work together. But even before, you know, you knew key, you can go, oh, that sounds off key, you know, whatever. Anyway, just take the outro of low, loop the synth, roll into intro of AC/DC. It actually works. I'm not saying it doesn't work, Matthew, at all. So please do what you do. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you can do that, right? And then bring the guitar in and people are like, oh, the guitar riff, because we know the riff that's the most important part of Shook Me All Night Long. That dun, 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 that's the key. We know that. But if I can be already in a rock vibe before we get to that, they're even happier, is all I'm saying. You know, because I can always transition into a Latin track. I can always transition to a rock track. That's being a DJ. But seamless is also a thing, you know? Yeah. Let's see here. Keep the key column up, says T Diesel. I get that. Any Beastie in there? No Sleep Till Brooklyn, Fight for Your Right. Those are all fine. Dance wise, I don't typically choose either one of those. I would play Brass Monkey over both of those any day of the week. Now, if I'm playing an 80s, like I have an 80s party tonight. I'm doing an 80s style mitzvah. It's a leap year mitzvah on Thursday night. The guy's 52. So he's had, you know, his birthday is on the 29th. So technically, you know, he's like 4 years old. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I'm doing a party tonight. It's all 80s. So that one I will play a Fight for Your Right and that kind of stuff. Like that makes sense. But like at a normal club with a whole bunch of ethnicities, I don't typically go that route. You know, that's just me. It's just a me thing. I would choose Brass Monkey over all of it just because it just has more of a danceable beat. For me. Okay, let's see here. Story is. Yeah, it was on Wednesday. Okay. Let's see here. Old school methods. Okay. Double G says, I have a residency at a pub that's mainly 2000s hip hop and sometimes in something new to me country. Yeah, it's new to me too. I don't typically play a lot of country unless I'm playing like Red Solo Cup. If that's not the white people anthem, I don't know what is. Let's see here. So learning to mix in key helped me get through the transactions. I get it. Yeah. I don't know. I think if you just, the more different, musical stylings you play, I think the better you just get overall. So like I said, there's a speakeasy Latin club that I play at usually like once a month. And it's pure Latin. You can't play a single American track. It's all Latin music the entire night. You know, so I've found some great groups. Like right now I'm really into what is it called? Mexicana. There's a word for it. Mexicana something. Popular, maybe it's like popular Mexicana, popular Mexican. But there's a word for it. But like, you know, peso pluma. Like I'm all in for it, man. Like there's some great ass Latin tracks right now, and the new style of like Mexican music where banda is merging, it's changing. So El Pollo Loco. So, you know, there are groups out there like Peso Pluma, like what's my favorite song? What is it called? La Mana? What is it called? I can't think of it right now. I need to eat some food. Anyway, so there's a lot of great songs out there that I've been in love with. Anyway, so the more no, Mana's dope too, but not by Mana. No. Mana's dope too though. No, there was a new group that just started. Hold on. I know where I need to look. It is called, because I just did a edit. Well, I'm not done with the edit yet, but I just did one. Oh, yeah. Xavi. 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 La Diabla. That's my jam right now. That's my jam. It's my jam. Yeah. I mean, look, people, you honestly, get out there and listen to some outside music. You know, play some stuff that you're not comfortable with. There's a couple of French dudes. What is his name? I saw him nominated for a Grammy years ago. And I was like, this dude is dope. Who is this? And Kareem Ouilette. It's like Ouilette. He's got like 6 albums. And I started listening to him. His shit is bomb. And I'm like, I don't know a word he's saying. But like dope as hell. French like pop hip hop guy. One of my favorites. So, you know, the more music you listen to that has different sounds and different vibes. I mean, I listen to, you know, a lot of Amapiano. I listen to a lot of like deep, you know, groovy, soulful house, rock music. Like all of these things will merge and form your musical sound. The more you listen to, the better you are as a DJ. The more variations. I mean, I don't know too many people, in all honesty, that can literally like go and do a, what's a good pool for Amapiano joints? In all honesty, Bandcamp is the best place for Amapiano. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know too many people that can play. And look, there is a difference between playing some hip hop and playing some Latin music and playing Latin music. You know, there's a difference when you're, you know, knowing the difference between cumbia and merengue and bachata and, you know, and literally, and, you know, all that dirty ass music that I forget the name of it, but, there is a difference. And I know a lot of people that say, oh no, I'm open format. Don't really know what open format is. They think because they're playing a little bit of everything that's open format. That's not really open format. You know, if you were a true open format guy, you should be, or girl, you should be able to play lots of different styles, but lots of different styles with mastery. You know, not just, oh, I'm playing this track. Oh, I'm going to play this track. I'm going to play this track, and nothing goes together. Everything should go together. You know, like I love to be able to go, okay, I'm finding the crowd. I'm feeling them out. Okay, there we go. Now, they like this kind of stuff. Okay. Because the problem with a lot of open format people is like, they might have the most popular Latin track or two, and then they play it, and then the crowd erupts, right? And that's all they got. They can't go any deeper. Every genre you play, you should be able to go in deep. I truly believe that like every genre you should be able to play an hour or two of every genre that you claim to play. Just an opinion. You know, an hour or two. You know, I mean, literally, I can play. And for me, like I can play 3 to 4 hours of every genre I play. 3 to 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours of Motown, 3 to 4 hours of 80s, 3 to 4 hours of 90s, 3 to 4 hours of 2000s, 3 to 4 hours of Latin, 3 to 4 hours of you know, Afro and reggae. Although no, my Afro reggae is probably closer to like 2 hours. I have it, but I'm just not as adept at that one. I will admit to that. 80s, I can kill an 80s crowd. You know, I mean, everybody's got their thing. And it depends. The cool thing about 80s, 80s is really the only one that does it. I don't play soca. That's the one thing. I have some soca tracks. Don't play soca. And I don't claim to be. I mean, that's DJ Puffy, man. That man just kills it. But the difference between 80s and like probably every other genre is 80s is the only time where not only did you have the emergence of like hip hop, but then you still had remnants of disco. You have this new 80s pop. You got MTV. So now you have all this super poppy, music that just came out of nowhere. And you got the hard Metallicas and those rock people that are emerging at the end of the 80s. It's like the only genre where and then you have like standard like R&B, where of like stuff that like was being played on the radio that your mama used to listen to, so it's the only genre that had, or the only decade that had everything in it. So you have a lot of options when you play it. But when it's all said and done, and new wave, I was just about to say new wave too, Philip, when it's all said and done, I mean, just musically, mostly a lot of pop stuff. Like here's my 80s, Cure, Blondie, Robert Palmer, Toto, Van Halen, Billy Joel, Depeche Mode, Jefferson Airplane, Soft Cell, Flock of Seagulls, Huey Lewis. This is what is this? It's Tyler. What is his name? Yeah, I know you're gonna say it right now. Anyway, Billy Idol, Bruce Springsteen, the Ramones, Twisted Sister. There we go. Mickey, Naked Eyes, Go-Go's, Wham. Real Speedwagon. Why are these reversed? That was probably a YouTube rep. Joe Jackson, The Romantics, Blondie, Foreigner, The Ramones. I mean, Daryl Hall and John Holtz, Don Henley, Falco, Motley Crue, B-52s, Whitesnake, Pat Benatar, Culture Club, Def Leppard, General Public. I mean, there's so many tracks. Madonna, Escape Club, The Smiths, Phil Collins, Tears for Fears, Beastie Boys, The Goldfinger. Actually, this is a remake, obviously, but 99 Red Balloons is the classic. Violent Femmes, Prince, Bobby Brown, Carl Douglas. I mean, Jesus, REM, Talking Heads, John Cougar Mellencamp. This is like this is the decade. Janet Jackson, Lionel Richie, Survivor, Queen, Simple Minds, Sugar Hill Gang, Rick Ashley, David Bowie, DeBarge, Frankie Goes, Run DMC. I mean, In Excess, Human League. I'm still going. I am still going. It is crazy. Michael, Whitney, Morris Day, Cyndi Lauper. So much music. So much music. Pat Benatar, Sheila E., Men at Work. So much music. Devo, The Fix, Tommy Two-Tone. Now, I mean, look. There's 194 tracks in here. 194 tracks. And there's more. This is just like what I consider to be like the tops. Like I can play pretty much any song in here and it's going to get what I need. Any song in here. And that's the key. It was a good time. The 80s was the 80s was the only decade. It was the end. It was the last decade where everybody listened to everything. Blacks, whites, Hispanics. I mean, back then, Asian, everybody listened to the same radio station. And the same radio station would play Hall & Oates and Beastie Boys and Peebo Bryson and, Time of Your Life and Flashdance. What a feeling. It does it all. It does it all. Soft Cell is Tainted Love. Soft Cell. It's the only decade. After that, that's when MTV came out in the 80s, and then it started to, I hate the term, but it started to segregate. And then you had, MTV choosing to play a specific type of music, and even when they were playing like hip hop, it wasn't in the same time period as when they were playing the rock stuff. They had like Yo MTV Raps. That was what I watched when I watched MTV. That was the only time, you know, and then it started to kind of branch off from there. But like in the 80s were the only time. 70s had the best music, best bass lines. Okay, I will say this. I don't disagree with you. I think though that the 70s had musicians. So, because 80s, remember, 80s, either if you were either in a rock band or you were playing like pop electronic music. That was the first time that electro really became a thing. So back during the 70s, in the late 60s, everybody was playing instruments. If anything, you might have a beat machine, but all the other stuff was straight real bass players, real guitarists, real pianists. So it was different. But that's why if you think about samples, nobody really samples from the 80s. They sample from the 70s and the 60s and then back to the 90s and the 2000s, but nobody samples from the 80s because there wasn't much stuff to sample. It was all electronic, and electronic doesn't really age well, you know? So that's why. Okay. All right. So I got a couple more minutes here because I have a video to edit. What city is Kaplan? What does that even mean? Do I have any calls today? I got to leave here at 4:30 to get out to Sunset to do this party. Yeah. Okay. But I do want to try to figure out why I can't get the text up. So that's the one thing I'm going to do before I accept P. Diddy. You guys, they're going to be outliers. I didn't say that you couldn't sample anything. I just said the majority of samples come from the 70s. Let's not be social media people. We talked about this in the beginning. I know there's always outliers. I know. Okay. I do want to figure out, I want to get this chat up so I don't have to think about this anymore. So let's figure out what's causing this. Hold on. Let me just go to my doc here. And all right, custom browser doc. All right. Featured chat. Everything is there. Oh, wait, one more thing. Maybe this is it. Hold on. Streaming chat dockable. Let's refresh. And all right, hold on. Can you guys see this? Let me know if anything came up. I'm saying let me know, and I can't even see your stuff, so that probably helps. Let me see if it came up. Not seeing anything. Yeah, okay. Nope. All right, so... All right, let me exit this, and let me go back in. I can figure out the problem with all of these things. The problem is, they have to be live. So you have like no way of knowing if you're live or not. All right. I'm sorry. The only way to test them is by being live. There's like no real option. Okay. Activate source. All right. I see that. All right, there's my activate source. Let's activate my name. Activate. All right. And all right, there's my dockable stream. So when I click on the social stream standalone, the preview test, I see all your text. So let me open up the social. But when I click on the social, nothing populates. Let's see. Auto feature messages as they come in. Let me make sure I don't have a filter on. Yeah. Everything is going properly except for, yeah, I'm gonna have to keep looking. Emote walls, because I can see everything. I can see everything, but it's always stupid. Like I'm probably missing one silly little thing that is just like, oh, you forgot to do this one thing. All right, dockable. Okay, so there's my dockable. Let's take it from the feature chat overlay. Come on, man. All right, let me copy this. And paste it here. See what happens. Apply. Yeah. Something is slightly not connected. All right, we'll figure it out. You might see some random streams on tomorrow until I figure out what's going on here. But that's okay. That's okay. I didn't even check. What was the numbers today? How did we do? How did we do today? I didn't even check because I'm all about you guys. I only care about you and what it is that you do. Okay. Not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. All right. I'm pretty sure that I didn't answer anybody's questions. But I do want to say thank you for hanging out today. I got a few hours to do some stuff and eat some food and go do this 80s party. The likes are always lacking. It's almost like you guys don't like the stuff I have to say. I thought I was dropping dimes today. I did get $2, but I thought I was dropping dimes. Maybe is it the beard? Is it the gray beard? You guys don't find me. I don't know. I'm ordering this product called Simpler, just so you guys are aware, so you're not shocked. I'm going to try it. It is a less gray type of thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring it down a little bit. This all this gray, this all happened like in the last, like, I want to say few months. Didn't know it was you without a hat on. Ha ha ha. Well, if you watch my videos, you know I haven't had a hat on for everything, people. This is my head. You're gonna have to get used to my head. I love wearing hats just because I love wearing hats, but I'm not embarrassed of my head. You know, there are people that are like truly embarrassed of their head. I'm not. But this is my head. That's what it looks like. Enjoy. Take a look. This is my head. Get it in. Get it in. Age and stress are catching up with you. Oh, it's not. There's always stress. There's always stress. The age part, I don't care about the age part. I've had gray since I was like 25. My first child, I'll just leave it at first child. That 25 to 30 gave me a crap ton of grays. So I don't mind the grays. I just want to take them down a little bit. That's all. Just a little bit, you know, because I know this is dumb. I'm not the kind of guy that can shave it all off. I can't. I have a soft chin. So My wife always says, she goes, you can't take out your gut teeth. I'm like, why? She goes, you don't have a chin. I'm like, I have a chin. She goes, yeah, but it's soft. It messes with your face. I'm like, really? Really? And you married me? And she has like a strong chin. You know, my son has her strong chin. My daughter, my youngest, has my chin, but it works on her. Anyway, why wouldn't it work on me? Anyway, so so I have to keep it, and she likes the beard. She likes all the gray. I'm not there yet. Maybe at one point, if this all turns white, maybe I'll rock that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I guess I could bleach the whole thing white, but that'd be weird. And I don't need that much. Anyway, there's a application called Simpler. Anyway, and it's all natural and stuff. So I'm gonna give it a try. I have to at least try once. Even if I hate it, I have to at least try once. That's it. I think Greg is behind. 80s had the best bass lines. I don't agree. They had great bass lines. But remember, Billie Jean bass line was a real bass line. It was a real bass player. You know, a lot of people did not have real bass players. I mean, come on. Just can't get enough? Come on. I love the track, but it's all digital. You know, so you know, anything Depeche Mode, it was anyway, but it's all good. But I have to try. I got to try at least once. Greg is on point. He's selling it now. Anyway, something tells me you're a big 80s fan, Greg. I'm guessing here, but something's telling me that. All right, let's finish up here. See, you know, my battery's still. See, this is the thing about the M4 at the M. I bought my son an M3. All gray beard equals best beard. Exactly, Professor BX. Exactly. This kind of some here, some here. At least I'm good because this is all even. This is the best part. This is all even, and it took forever. It used to be on one side, and that was weird. So I can make this work, and I don't even mind this part. But it's this part where you have like random grays coming in, and this part, like that's you know, I want it to all be gray. So does it get as cold in LA as it does in Vegas in February? It gets pretty cold. I mean, right now we're finally hitting a little bit of a warm streak. We've been hitting around like mid 60s, and it gets down to like maybe mid to low 50s, but like January, it was freezing for California. I mean, we were hitting 30s, you know, and at night, 30s at night. I was running outside and it was like 45 degrees. Hey, I'm not trying to look. Hey, my truth is my truth. You know, you people who are always from these other places that are like, oh, for me, that's nothing. I wear shorts. I don't care. That's where you live. You're supposed to be used to it. I live here where we're not used to it. You know, it's the same thing when people are like, God, it's so hot here. And we're like, it's normal. It's normal. Yeah. You say it's a heat wave, John. And then you come to California and you're in, it's August and September and it's 108 degrees, 110 degrees. I'm sure you're not saying the same thing. It's just, it's different. You adjust to where you live. I don't care if you're born and raised in Cali, John. It doesn't matter because now you're telling me that where you live now, it's a different thing. You've left California. You can no longer claim California because you're saying 60 to 62. That's like a heat wave. See? I'm saying you are Colorado now. That's where you live. That's you. That's from now on. Once you leave and start saying, "Oh, that's still a big deal," you've left. You've left whatever state you came from. That's it. You have to just dismiss it because now you are Colorado. In LA, in California, 40 is cold. 40 is damn near want to stay in weather. I know anywhere else, it could be better. I know. And like I said, I've been running in this weather. So it's been weird because I've been running in this weather. And like now, when I get up in the morning, and let's say I take my daughter to school or whatever, and it's like 36 degrees. I'm like, I'm not even that cold because you do get used to it. I understand you get used to it, but it's still cold. And if my car says icy, it's cold. If my inanimate object tells me it's cold, it's cold. Even if it's a heat wave for you in Colorado, my car is telling me different. My car is even saying, I kind of don't want to go anywhere. Nah, I'm good, bro. I'll just stay here. Anyway, Florida. Florida. We won't talk about Florida. We'll let Florida go today. I'm going to be nice. Anyway, anyway, I do have to run. I've enjoyed today. It's been great hanging out with you guys. Thanks to everybody for hanging out and, Mojack stopping by and Professor BX and Prion Joni. And, I got to send back, I will have a video out. I have to send back my Omnis Duo. They want my Omnis Duo back. How dare they? So I have to send it back. So I'm going to do a top 10 questions that have been asked about the Omnis Duo. One of them actually surprised me. Anyway, that video is going to go out probably tomorrow. I haven't done any videos this week, so that video will go out tomorrow. I have a DOS audio video that will go out today. You know what? It's the selfish. It's funny. They're selfish to a point. It is certain things they want back immediately. Other things they haven't asked me for in forever. So it's just there's no rhyme or reason to it. Like legitimately no rhyme or reason. I think I found the formula though. I think I found it. I've been testing something. I think I found the formula. Now I think I understand. But anyway. I have no idea what you're talking about, Ratbone. I have no idea what you're talking about. But if another pair of cross 12s comes in my house, I don't know if those are going back. I don't know, man. I think those are going to be lost in shipping. I mean, I tried to send them back. I don't know what happened. Here's your tracking order number. I don't know. I did everything. Sorry. They're just gone. Sorry. Anyway, I do have to roll, people, because I got to eat. Thank you guys for hanging out today. Appreciate you. I have a party in the next 4 hours, and I got parties over the weekend. So it's always a good time. I bought a 360 booth. We bought an LED wall. Finally. 16 by 10. We spent a shit ton of money. So that might be a journey I might take everybody on once it comes in, because I think a lot of people are curious. I was watching last thing and then I'm going to go. I was watching some Instagram reels, and Jason Janai, his SCE company, pops up a lot. Jason's been doing this thing lately where it's like, oh, these are the things I'm getting rid of in 24. And he's done a couple of videos, and I understand where Jason's coming from, but I also think that there are levels to everything that you do. And for some people, it may not be in their playing cards to do the things that he's like, I'm getting rid of this. Like his last video was I'm getting rid of TV screens, like the flat panels. I'm only doing in booth TVs and LED stuff or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, definitely do that. If you can, but I think that he markets to both DJs, but also to clients. So that can be kind of confusing. If you're talking to clients, you're like, you know what? I've gotten rid of all this cheap stuff. I'm only doing this. And they're like, ooh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. That's what I want. But if you're also talking to DJs, maybe LED TVs and flat panels is all they can do. Maybe they don't have the money. Maybe they don't have $20,000 to $30,000 to get an LED wall, or maybe they don't have $3,000 to $5,000 to get a booth with a TV in it and all that stuff. So I'm like, I do wish he would give a caveat, just a caveat, just a little bit. That's like, but this is for my company. For you, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. You understand what I mean? Because yeah, John Smith is correct. Not everybody has a production team. Anyway, it's just I don't know. I'm very particular about the things that I say when I'm online, because I know that they can be perceived sometimes negatively or positively. And it was just one of those things like, I'm like, I know what he's saying. I completely get it, because we're doing the same thing. We're getting rid of the TVs, and we just bought an LED wall, and we just bought 360 booth, and the gobos and the projectors and stuff like that. We're doing the same thing. So I get what he's saying, but I also know as an influencer that it's not necessarily the same for everybody out there. I just know that. So I don't know. Anyway, that's probably a weird way to end. And there's nothing disrespectful about what I'm saying about Jason. Jason's a great guy. We have a great relationship, and nothing like that. And he's got an amazing company. We got an amazing company too. Contrary to what people believe. And we're very happy doing what we're doing. But we are. I think the most important part for anything that you do, as far as having a single op or a multi-op or any of those things, the most important part is that you're just aware of where you sit kind of in the pantheon of DJ companies, whether it be in your specific area or, across the board or whatever. Like, we know that our prices are higher than most. We know this. We don't say that we're not, but we also say we are the price that we are because of the quality of the product that we put out there, and the consistency of the product, and the amount of events that go out on a day. I mean, it's pretty damn hard to send out 10 different crews to do bar mitzvahs, and they all come back and they're all raving about how great every party was. Like, that's impressive on any level. I don't care who you are. And I always forget, because I'm so caught up in the whole, oh my God, we got to get coverage. We got to make sure we have the right dancers and the right MC and the right DJ and the equipment. We need all the equipment and blah, blah, blah. By the time I'm done with the weekend, like, I'm just happy that no negative calls came in. That's it. So I don't even have time to sit back and go, wow, I cannot believe we just did 10 to 12 bar mitzvahs and they were all good. Like, that's something that every so often, as I'm saying it now, I'm like, wow, So I know that we are pricier, and I know that some people, can't afford us. I know that. And I'm okay with that. And I know that I'm getting rid of certain products and I'm okay with that too. If the product doesn't make sense for your bottom line, then get rid of it. There's no point in selling something just because. Like, it should make you money. When it's all said and done, you are always a business. You are a business first, and businesses need to make money. Don't get it twisted. We love what we do, but we need to make money. The more money we make, the more we can love doing what we do, the better we can become. It's always harder I will use just DJing as an example, right? Let's say you are a professional club DJ. You're like a DJ Puffy, right? And you work nightclubs all the time. That's your full-time job. So when you get up in the morning, you practice, you work on some edits, you work on some remixes, and then you take them to the club. You do the same thing, rinse and repeat. You do the same thing over and over again. You're going to get better and faster than anybody else that has a day job, works on the weekend, then needs to spend time with his family and his kids. You are going to, by nature, be better than those people just because you have more free time to get it done. So when we're doing all these parties and stuff, this is my full-time job. This is my job, So when I'm at home, I can think about things. I can work on things. I can work on some lighting. Hey, I got a new idea for this. And what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And then my partner and I, we can just brainstorm off of things, and we should do that and, affect the system, and let's change this. If you're working, it's going to be harder. So what I'm saying to people out there is, I expect to be better than the average person. I expect to be better because I have more time to put more energy into it. And more energy typically means a better product. I'm not working all week and then finally I'm like, okay, I guess I got to finish this party. I got to this party on Saturday. I got a party on Friday. And now I'm exhausted because I've worked 5 days now, and then I've also worked when I got home for the party. So I know this. And that's okay. But I'm also realistic to the fact that there are people out there that have to work 2, 3, 4 jobs, and they do this as a part-time gig. Like, I'm not dumb. I know how this works. Radphone. Like, I know how this works. And I know sometimes it is a struggle. Remember, I've spent 7 years, almost 8 years working a full-time job and building this company into what it is today. So we've been in business for 16 years. So half of that time I spent working 7 days a week, probably 20 hours a day. So I get it. A lot of people may not, but I get it. So, I appreciate the fact that sometimes you're like, we can't do that, or, we can't buy that. We don't have the money for that. Or, oh, we can't buy that because they're just the other crews are just going to break it. They're not going to take care of it. There's a reason that my gear is as good as it is. There's a reason that my partner's gear looks as good as it does, because we take care of our stuff. The other people, they don't take care of it. We got to dumb it down for them. They're not smart enough is not the right term. They're not willing enough to go the extra mile. I have a few that do. Most of them, they're just good enough to do the job. And that's okay. I'm fully aware of that. Anyway, so do what you do. Enjoy the process, and have great parties this weekend if you have them. Last day of Black History Month. So at least we got another day this month. And enjoy your weekend. I will see you guys next Thursday. Obviously, watch the videos. Make sure you watch the videos. That's key here. And we'll talk later. Have a great weekend. Peace out.